Well, hello, let's do an alien landscape with my favorite art crayons because I'm just feeling it today. I just want to, so you're just gonna have to deal with it, okay? Am I feeling a little sassy today? Yes. Is that why I chose to voiceover today? Yes. I can't seem to help myself. It is what it is. When I'm doing this, it's actually very late at night, and I want to do it. I want to talk to people. I want to do the things. I want to talk about alien landscapes. I made me a nice stiff drink, and I am ready to imagine some places that I've never physically been. So I have questions. I have questions for other people because experience is so different. Even just asking people how they think, how they actually form thoughts in their minds, and the things you can picture or can't picture in your mind is so different for different people that it's fascinating to me that I want to just ask everybody, what is your thought process like? See, mine, I am very, how do I explain this? All of my senses mix, so everything gets a little fuzzy. Like they don't stay in the cubby holes they're supposed to go. So color has sound and texture and feeling, and it all gets mixed up. So none of the things stay in the way that they're supposed to. So like reading books are much more interesting than I assume for people who don't have the same sort of issues that I do. Since, words have a lot of texture to them. They have a lot of color to them. And when I try to describe things, I often kind of like translate it. Why is my head in this? Oh my God, please, come on. I am supposed to be a professional here. The chaos that is my curly head is also the chaos of my brain. It just is what it is. I have this giant full head of just crazy curly hair that just does what it wants. It is what it is. The best way I've found to describe it so far. Only so far because this is a poor description of what it actually is like. But it is like a very finely woven rug. So like a ancient Turkish rug that will last generations. It has countless threads in it that move in beautiful, unexpected ways. But except being threads, it's sensation and texture and color and sound and all those things combined. That's kind of what reading a book is like. It is like a rug. However, sometimes the rug can be very awful. So I'll give you an example. Hopefully, all of you have read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. If you haven't, I would consider it essential reading. The problem with that, for me, is that the translation was so rough. The colors in it were so awful that it physically made me angry to get through. I mean, the idea is cool, whatever. But the actual translation, the colors, the rug was so awful, and I will never pick it up again. It made me so, actually physically angry in my bones how awful the translation was. It was bad. So I'm never going to do that again. This is coming from a very voracious reader. I have spent countless hours of my life going through books. It is what I have spent most of my formative years doing. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And I can guarantee to you that whatever is labeled as quote-unquote good is often not. So, take everything with a grain of salt and do your own reading. Look at the stuff for yourself. Make your own decisions. Never take any advice from a random YouTube person like myself. That is just not advised. I often try to paint meditations, is what I do. So a lot of the alien landscapes are things I have woven and made through meditation. That's what they come from. And this is a very poor translation to turn it into a drawing, an extremely poor translation. It is a lifelong goal of mine to be able to fully describe the entire process of all of this. And it might take me an entire lifetime to do it. But to physically be able to paint the woven colors within my own mind while I am meditating, that's what I'm trying to do with these. And it is going to take me a very, very long time. As you can see with this one, it is a triple sun sunset. And there are some kind of greenish sort of buildings that are around. Some sort of encampment, I would say. And everything is very vibrant. Everything is very pointy. Pointy in the colors. Pointy in the vibrancy in your face. Because a lot of sensation to me is that way. So a lot of my art is very, very in your face. Because that's what existence is for me. For me, it is extraordinarily easy for me to be oversensitized to things. I very easily get overwhelmed by a lot of things in life because my baseline of existence is already so intense that it is very, very, very easy for me to get over the edge of it and just kind of have to like shut everything down. And perhaps this sort of landscape is the same. It is a very intense landscape. Well, you know, a planet that had 3 suns, I imagine would be an extremely intense place to live. I mean, the sunsets would probably be extraordinary to watch. And the sunrises, oh, could you imagine the colors in a place like that? Of course, if the suns were, if they were bright suns that were close to the planet, the creatures there would probably need a different sort of set of eyes to be able to actually see. Maybe it's just me, but my eyes get very overwhelmed in bright sunlight as well, along with all the other issues I have. But you know, a 3-sun landscape, you might need a set of people who could actually tolerate some really extreme conditions of extreme heat, extreme light. If the suns were in the same sort of orbit and they would all be setting at the same time to like that planet and that sort of thing, probably, depending on the rotation of the planet as well as the rotation of all the suns and that sort of thing, also create some really extreme differences in weather. Likely because of, you know, the heat of the sort of thing and, you know, the atmosphere of this place and the changes in it. But that's kind of the beauty of part of existence, is that chaos, that unexpected chaos of things that just kind of happen. The universe loves chaos. It expects chaos. Chaos should be a thing that is valued. See, the thing is, when anybody talks about chaos, they mean the violent type. I do not mean the violent type at all. No, that's not what I mean. I mean the beautiful chaos of individuality. That's what I mean. That's why I mentioned Ayn Rand. That's what I mean. That's why all of these things are connected. They are. The individual is the thing that matters in the bigger picture, but also the bigger picture is more important than the person and the individual. Does this make sense? Maybe not. Maybe the only way you can get to it is through touching the space where no change happens. Thank you for hanging out today. Bye.